talk about Chardonnay Reserve here.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so this, we call it Chardonnay,
Yes,
but it's actually vineyard specific.
it is. Yes.
It is from Magdalena Vineyard.
Yep, 100% Magdalena.
Great. And why do we call it Reserve then? And what's the history of?
Yeah,
Wine.
so we've been working with Chardonnay since the early 80s. And the vines were planted in 1978. We've had a single varietal bottling of Chardonnay since 1981. And then we started looking into doing a reserve bottling in the early 2000s, specifically from the Magdalena site because it's our warmer site.
Okay.
Amongst all of our Chardonnay plantings around Seneca Lake. The cooler sites, we typically use those for sparkling wine.
So the cooler sites that doesn't really accumulate the same sugar level or weight.
Correct.
Same concentration maybe, but not the same
Right.
weight. The Magdalena site ripens more, has then higher sugar levels, and as we tasted it, it has some oak to it.
Yes, so
What's
that
the
kind
story
of
with
sets
oak
it
here?
apart from the general Chardonnay bottling, which sees 90% stainless steel, very little oak in terms of fermentation and aging. And so then the reserve is the opposite of that. It is 90% oak fermented and aged and maybe 10% stainless, depending on the vintage. So very little stainless in the reserve.
And the barrels are bigger barrels.
Yep, we use large format 500 liter neutral Hungarian oak.
Okay.
Yep.
But on the nose, you can pick up oak on it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep, and I think that comes from obviously the fermentation, but also putting it back in and letting it age for 6-7 months before bottling.
Okay. And this is then hand-picked,
Hand-picked, hand-sorted, whole cluster pressed, native fermentation. This is actually one of our best fermenters in terms of our Chardonnay.
Okay.
Ferments, it always goes pretty quickly, and I don't know if that's just because it loves barrels.
Yeah,
and
okay.
barrel fermentations typically go quite well for us. Yeah.
And also on our reserve in Magdalena Vineyard, our northern side, we have different clones.
We do,
Because of
yep.
the nursery, we have access to different material, but
Yep.
here we've planted certain clones that we think is better for still wine. And those clones are what?
548 and 809.
I don't know, okay.
Yep.
So these are then different from our sparkling
Yeah,
wine clones.
and the ripeness that you get from the Magdalena site and these clones lends itself to go into oak
Okay.
because it can handle a little bit more mouthfeel, maybe a little bit of aromatics from the wood, not a lot.
And this is just being released here in fall of 25, and it's delicious. I
Yeah.
would say this could handle some aging. Nice.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of the perfect timing too. I think it's a great fall white wine.
Yeah.
It's a little heftier, there's a little bit more weight there, mouthfeel, texture. It will go really well with kind of the seasonal foods of
Yeah,
fall, I
it's
think.
delicious.
Yeah, pretty excited
Actually, a
about
little
it.
standout from our regular Chardonnay.
Yeah, yeah,
Great. Thank you.
you're welcome.